Yeah, that was tough.
The truth behind Utah influencer Parker Cant. On August 9th of 2025, a nuclear bombshell was dropped onto the popular social media platform TikTok. A 15-year-old girl posted on her TikTok account making several sexual assault and harassment allegations against the famous Utah TikTok personality Parker Cant and the people he surrounds himself with. Unknowingly, this very TikTok would drag me into the deepest depths of secrets. It would reveal to me the secret behind the cringy online gimmicks that have garnered Parker himself an impressive 800,000 TikTok followers. I learned the secret behind the thousands of middle schoolers Parker Cant calls his fans, and surprisingly, it all starts with something Parker and millions of people have in common: t-shirts. Parker's high school experience in Draper, Utah was riddled with the typical class clown and attention-seeking behavior that has earned him more influence online than most people will have in their entire lives. Although he didn't excel in his academics, Parker was a student that found a kind of success in the more social parts of high school. Early on, Parker would create and publish his own website, parkercant.com. On his website, Parker began to list t-shirts and other types of clothing for people or his classmates to buy. Today, he sells shirts with various different grotesque and vulgar catchphrases. The most popular shirts are the ones that read, "I'd rather be snorting cocaine off of a hooker's ass," and "I have lice," along with "I don't shower," and a favorite of his fans reads, "I hate whores," in large white text. Unfortunately, this t-shirt website wasn't always as professional as it is today. As time passed, what seemed like an honest, good-hearted side hustle turned into what every single one of Parker's ventures seems to: a weapon that he uses relentlessly against criticism, negative comments, and a general distaste for his elementary antics. Former classmates of Parker claim that he commonly created t-shirts where the designs were simply just pictures of girls he didn't like. He would post these t-shirts to his websites where they would be sold freely to anyone who paid the low $25 price. I'd like to add that these t-shirts were created, printed, and sold, all without the consent of the person who was printed onto the shirt. Parker's friends would buy these shirts and wear them to school in order to both shame and harass these people who didn't like Parker. The most dangerous thing to come from Parker's t-shirt venture isn't that he bullied and harassed his classmates. It's that the bullying and harassment worked. Parker was able to embarrass and bully his detracting classmates into silence. Parker made his first post to the popular short-form video platform TikTok on November 19th of 2022, and almost immediately he found success. Parker's first videos aren't that different from what he posts today. The majority of these early posts contain Parker and his friends skateboarding in public stores like Target and TJ Maxx. Parker slowly shifted the focus of his content from skateboarding to doing goofy dances alone or with his friends. Although he shifted the type of content he created, Parker sustained the amount of success from his early videos, if not gaining more views and likes. From 2022 to 2024, Parker's popularity steadily climbed higher and higher to the point where his videos were attaining millions of views and tens of thousands of likes. Parker himself profited monetarily through the TikTok Creator Program, where he was paid for his successful videos by the platform. On July 12th of 2024, Parker's steady growth turned explosive. A video Parker posted of himself making fun of a group of young girls filming a TikTok catapulted Parker to a new level of popularity, a level that the majority of people don't even come close to achieving on social media. A simple post of Parker at an expensive dinner with his friend and girlfriend garnered him 3 million views and almost 500,000 likes on the platform. Another video of him and his girlfriend, captioned "Dad Kicked Us Out," reached 4 million views and over 500,000 likes. This level of social media success that many would call legitimately insane, Parker would call normal. With every video he posts gaining tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of likes, along with millions of views, it was only a matter of time before Parker would establish an intense and loyal following that supported him enough financially to the point where he could buy a home for him and his friends. Although Parker is ruthless to those who don't share his taste in comedy, he truly is a generous person to his friend group. A friend group I'm convinced Parker would sacrifice his career for. Inside Parker's friend group, There are several characters that participate in Parker's social media career, the most notable being The Beast, who has himself gained 25,000 followers on the social media platform TikTok. Some others include Landon Snyder, who has attained 11,000 followers, and Taven Formel, who has attained 6,000 followers on the platform. Despite numerous controversies about Parker's friends, Parker remains more loyal to them than ever, even coming to their defense publicly against allegations. Parker has promoted many things on his social media, his t-shirt website being one of the most established example of this throughout his feed, but he also commonly promotes a Discord server for his fans to participate more actively in his community. There are several channels on the server. One channel announces when Parker uploads a video to his TikTok or YouTube. One channel is explicitly for his fans to recommend t-shirt ideas for Parker's website, and another channel is called Money Moves, or Parker Premium. At the top of this channel, Parker details his own version of the typical get-rich-quick course so many internet influencers push to their fans. This course costs $30, and the benefits include help from experts, connection to vendors, and finally a personal mentorship from Parker Cant. Join if you want to flex on people or make hella bread is the tagline Parker used to sell the course in this dedicated channel. This fan community, and even the obvious scam of a course where an 18-year-old Parker Cant teaches you how to make money, seems harmless at first, but I began to dig deeper into the various channels in this server, starting with the general chat, which is a place for Parker's fans and even Parker himself to engage in conversation about whatever they want. This is the first look we get at Parker's fans and the type of people they are. It would be an understatement to say that the general chat is flooded with hateful, racist, homophobic, and anti-woman rhetoric. In the hours of combing through Parker's fans, talking to one another, this is what I found. In an exchange on 1/12/25, a user named Joe Dokes made the following statement. I hope your mom gets sexually assaulted in front of you and you can't do anything about it, and she gets hit by a truck while being assaulted. This user faced no punishment or ban for saying this in Parker's Discord. In another exchange on 3/20/25, a user said, the lion rapes anything that speaks. This user was also not disciplined. It doesn't end there. In fact, I found a truly disgusting confession made in the general chat on 4/6/25 at 9:18 a.m. User A. I am not really proud of what I did. I haven't been feeling okay, but it'll pass eventually. User A. This isn't even the worst part yet. I've been out of school for a week, and everyone knows. User B. Go to prison. You're fucked. User A. What if I get accused of rape? User B. If you do, it's because she's a bitch. User A. We both drank. She seemed more drunk than me. I was about to vomit. And the worst part is they moved me and her into a separate room, and she couldn't walk, so someone carried her in. A new user chimes in. Jakey the rapist says, shut up. Stop yapping. User A and User B moved to a private chat to discuss what happened the night User A allegedly had intercourse with a girl too drunk to walk. As of November 24th, 2025, Parker has cleansed and cleared a lot of his Discord, including these users and their language. Despite the recent positive move Parker has made towards moderation of his community, some of these disgusting individuals and messages stood on his platform for over a year. Although these messages are damning, I understand that neither Parker Cant or anyone he is associated with sent these messages. I do think it says something that users are allowed to use language about hoping someone's mother is raped and then killed, or even admitting to raping somebody in Parker's Discord, which he runs and moderates. Parker is most active and talkative in a channel labeled Important, a channel in which he and only a few of his friends can post, but everyone in the server can view. On 3/20/2025, a moderator posted a screenshot to this channel taken from Parker's YouTube page. There was a screenshot of a comment below a video on the page in which a commenter said, "Your fans are sending me death threats," to which Parker replied on his official YouTube account, "I'm dead," making light of the serious threats his fans were sending towards a user who left a hate comment. As I scrolled higher and higher through the Important channel, I found several screenshots of people who had left hate comments on Parker's TikTok page. Parker posted these people's social medias for the implicit purpose of having his fans harass and bully the people who had left the comments. More than common practice Parker partakes in on his Snapchat, TikTok, and Discord important chat. But surprisingly, hate rating wasn't the most concerning or surprising thing I found in this channel. On 3/20/25, a moderator posted another screenshot to the important channel. This screenshot was of a private conversation between Parker Cant and another user. Inside of this chat, the user Vexake posted another screenshot he took of the Snapchat conversation between him and a young girl who claimed to be 15. The Snapchat screenshot read, "Young girl. Okay, perfect. Where at? Also, I'm 15. Unintelligible. Said I was 18. Unintelligible. Didn't want you to add me. Unintelligible. Didn't care." Please note that the screenshot contained 3 emojis blocking out several of the statements made by the 15-year-old girl. The Discord private chat between Parker Cant and Vexake continued after the posting of the Snapchat screenshot. Vexake, do you think this is enough emphasis on the fact that she's 15? Parker, yeah, that's funny as fuck. I'm actually dead. At times, I am more than tempted to give Parker the benefit of the doubt concerning the nature of this exchange and the included Snapchat screenshot. But the more I look at the original Snapchat screenshot, the more I see this exchange as an example of Parker's attitudes towards the topic of attempted sexual meetups with people who are under the age of 18. Beyond the questionable implications I get from this screenshot, I have taken away 2 certain truths. The first is that Vexake was speaking to someone who was 15 years old, and they were planning to meet up before she sent the Snapchat message. Everything else in the original Snapchat exchange is too altered to know what she is saying in full context. The second truth I take away is Parker finds a girl emphasizing that she is 15 years old, quote unquote, funny as fuck. At its face, this might leave a bad taste in your mouth, but by the end of this documentary, that bad taste will turn nothing short of rotten. In my investigation, I eventually returned to the very thing that dragged me into the rabbit hole of Parker Cant. I returned to the allegations of the now deleted TikTok video posted on August 9th of 2025. In this now deleted video, a victim made allegations against one of Parker Cant's good friends and creating partners, Landon Snyder. Landon, who actually appeared in a video on Parker's TikTok as recently as November 10th of 2025, more than 4 months after the victim, who has requested to remain anonymous, went public with her allegations. In the close to 5-minute long video, the victim described an interaction between her and Landon Snyder, which happened on the popular chatting app Snapchat. It occurred when she was 15 and Landon was 18. He alleges that Landon Snyder added her and then asked her for sexually explicit pictures of herself naked. And if she didn't provide the pictures, Landon would post her on Parker Cant's TikTok page and quote-unquote expose her. Unsurprisingly, in the same video, the victim went later on to reveal that she was not the only person that Landon had done this to. I went on to contact the creator of this video, asking her to connect me with the other victims. The creator of the video quickly obliged, telling me the names of several women that had accused Landon Snyder of similar things or even worse. After putting me in contact with several other victims, I noticed that the video the victim created making these allegations disappeared off of the platform. I was immediately confused about the deletion of a serious accusation made. Miraculously, I made contact once again with the victim. Days after the video was deleted, I had one simple question. Why was the video taken down? I cannot quote her response directly, but the creator of the deleted video went on to accuse Landon Snyder and Parker Cant of messaging her directly, threatening her with defamation, lawsuits, and she even feared for her life, remarking about how Landon Snyder possessed a gun and knew where she lived. She told me she was scared of the repercussions and took the video down. Before I could even answer, a new video popped up on her TikTok page, where she sat in the back of an SUV with her friends. In this video, she said that the original video was fake. She said it was a misunderstanding, and I later found out that everything her alleged attacker wanted her to say. I contacted her once again, asking why she would post this if her story was true. She only replied with 6 screenshots that she took herself. The first of which was a conversation between her and Landon Snyder on his now banned Snapchat account. I want to play, Landon Snyder said. I'm not going to fuck you, she said. Then you're gonna jerk me, Landon said. Redacted, she said. and let me rub on your clit, Landon said. Redacted, she said. I don't want to just make out, Landon said. Okay, the victim said. Landon, okay, I am adding, he said. Her, why? That was the end of the exchange between Landon and the victim on Snapchat, but she sent me several other screenshots after Landon saw the TikTok she posted alleging him of sexual assault and sextortion. After Landon saw the TikTok video, he texted the victim. Her, what post? My TikTok? Landon, yeah, and my aunt found your dad's badge number, so I think she's gonna go over tomorrow. She's a lawyer. Landon, I found his number too. Her, I'm taking them down, bro. Landon, paste victim's father's phone number. Her, bro, I'm taking them down. Landon, if you don't make a story time saying it's fake. Her, I'm taking them down as we speak. Landon, and this, saying it was a misunderstanding, and at me on the video saying it's a big misunderstanding. And if someone paid you to do this, protect your name. Her, I'm taking it down right now. Landon, I want that video posted right now, at Parker and at me, so it blows up. Her, I'm trying to take everyone down right now. I will do it once I do that. Landon, say, okay guys, I was paid to do this. Landon, if you take down your post because everyone saw it already, I'll take down mine, and we can split ways, on God. Totally your choice. Also, I looked up your parents' records. I'm sorry, but if you don't take them down right now and say this was proven fake, I'm talking full sue because it says you have CPS. And that's all the screenshots I received from the victim regarding her discussions with Landon Snyder. And soon after, we lost contact. Beyond the damning screenshots of Landon threatening to sue a victim of his sextortion scheme, the victim introduced me to several other alleged victims of Landon Snyder before we lost contact. Throughout the past 4 months, I have established contact with tens of people who accuse Landon Snyder of some of the most disgusting things I have ever heard. Things that I am not going to repeat here because I don't even want to utter the words Landon did in any similar order. One of these victims stood out to me because Landon didn't try and sextort her. He physically assaulted her, in person. This source, who will remain anonymous for their own safety, logged on to an almost hour-long call with me, describing the assault in clear and disgusting detail. During the call, she accused Landon Snyder of sexual assault and rape. She also accused Landon and Parker Cant of a prolonged harassment and bullying campaign to keep her from reporting the crime to law enforcement or to speak out about it in any manner. In 2022 or 2023, a 14-year-old girl was friended by Landon Snyder on the popular alternative texting social app Snapchat. Landon began talking to the 14-year-old female, claiming that he was 15. Truthfully, Landon was approximately 16 or 17 years old at the time. The 14-year-old victim and the 17-year-old boy began talking. At the time, the victim knew about the several sexual assault allegations leveled against Landon Snyder. When she asked Landon about the allegations, Landon claimed that he was genuinely misunderstood, and the allegations, which led to his assumed expulsion from his junior high school in the 9th grade, was false. That the allegations were created as a form of bullying against him. I was 14. I was in 8th grade. I had never really talked to a guy like that, she told me. She continued, he told me it wasn't true, and I believed him. A couple of days after they began talking, Landon asked the victim to hang out with him and his friend, who will be left anonymous. The victim agreed to hang out with Landon. The altercation began when Landon Snyder picked up the victim from her home in North Utah. Immediately, as she exited her home, alarm bells began to ring. He was driving a car, the victim claimed. He said he had a permit and that his mom let him drive her car, the victim added. During the call, the victim went into detail about an extremely uncomfortable car ride to Landon's friend's house. They asked if I was a virgin, the victim, who was 14 at the time, said. They asked me if I would get with Landon, the victim told me again. The victim told me that she laughed uncomfortably in response to almost all of these remarks. They were being mean to me the whole ride there, but when we got to Blank's house, Landon switched up. He started acting all nice and sweet. Eventually, he led me to the guest room. Landon asked me to make out. I said okay. but this is all I was comfortable with, and I would do nothing else. We began to make out, and a couple minutes in, Landon pulled down his pants and boxers. I pulled away. "Do you want to suck it?" he asked. I told him no. He rolled his eyes and sighed. "What about a hand job?" he asked. "No," I said again. He rolled his eyes again, and then began to forcefully kiss me while his penis was out. I was so uncomfortable. He held me there. I was frozen. He was a lot stronger than me. He forcefully restrained my hands as he climbed on top of me. His pants were still down. He then shoved his hand under my pants, touching my private area. It only lasted a second, but he ended up bruising me pretty bad. After he put his hand down there, I ran out of the room. After leaving the room, the victim explained that both her attacker, Landon Snyder, and the anonymous friend immediately began to attempt to downplay and normalize the assault. The victim asked to be taken home, a request that was luckily followed by her alleged attacker. After returning home, the victim explains intense feelings of physical pain radiating from her private area, and the sight of a bruise brought on a wave of emotional pain, as well as confusion about what happened that night. It took some time, but eventually the victim began to talk to her friends and parents about the assault. In our interview, she revealed why she had stayed quiet so long, and why she didn't contact law enforcement. Her silence stems from her outspokenness in the aftermath of the attack. The victim began to tell her friends and family about the assault, and the story spread through her community. Eventually, the story of the assault spread back to the attacker and his friend group, which included the infamous Parker Cant. To some, accusations of sexual assault are serious and an obvious sign to distance yourself from the alleged attacker. But to Parker Cant, none of the 20-plus accusations against his friend Landon are enough, including the one I detailed above. The oppression of sexual assault victims is nothing new in this world of ours, and it's certainly nothing new to those who level accusations against Landon Snyder and Parker Cant. As soon as Landon received word of these accusations, which I repeated above, he panicked. But Landon is a veteran in the world of sexual assault allegations. He knows that in this world, the best defense is a relentless and harassment-filled offense. The victim details a lengthy and overwhelming harassment campaign against her. The harassment campaign led by Landon Snyder and Parker Cant in tandem. The harassment campaign began with the two friends swarming the victim's social media with direct messages accusing her of defamation. Suing for defamation, but justice truly spares no offender. There is a reason why, despite all the threats against countless women, they have never actually filed a defamation lawsuit. It isn't a shortage of money. Parker himself would laugh in your face if you dared to suggest that he had a lack of money. The reason they haven't sued anyone is because they know that in a defamation lawsuit, they will both have to take the stand and admit that they participated in the alleged harassment. Landon would have to take the stand and admit to every single sexual assault allegation that has been leveled against him. It may be their favorite threat, and it may be their favorite defense, but it would hurt Parker and Landon more than any amount of money they gamble to win from the people making accusations against them. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't end at the threats of lawsuits. They said they would find where I lived, that they would come to my house, the victim said. They said they were tracking my IP address, saying they would come to my house, the victim said. They said if I ever spoke about it again, they would sue me and take all of my family's money, the victim alleges. Doxing is a common practice for Parker Cant and his inner circle. Whether it's on his Discord or TikTok, the purpose of doxing remains the same: to suppress and harass victims who have serious allegations against Parker or Landon to the point where the only reasonable option is to give up on any justice. In the end, Parker Cant and Landon Snyder's borderline illegal tactics prevailed against every young victim who tried to speak about what Landon Snyder did to her, including the victim I spoke to. Parker and Landon dumped enough water on her hopes for justice that she herself nearly drowned. I was tired of it. I was done with it. And that's where the story ends for the now 16-year-old girl. No justice, no awareness, and no healing. The only thing she is left with is more trauma and pain than anyone should have to shoulder. Trauma and pain that affects her daily life. Trauma that will affect every romantic partner she will have for the rest of her life. She has to carry this pain and carry this confusion for the rest of her life. Meanwhile, Parker Cant continues to profit through his various streams of income. He continues to see success, abnormal for his age, owning a home at 18 years old. His home, in Utah, where he and Landon Snyder both live, according to Parker himself. As the followers continue to grow and the money continues to stack, the victims and everyone who knows their story are left to ask, where is the justice? Throughout the past 4 months, I have been talking to countless people who have proudly voiced distaste, anger, and hatred for both Parker Cant and Landon Snyder. But throughout all of these 20 plus people who accuse Landon Snyder of sexual misconduct, there is a doubt that Parker Cant supports Landon's actions, or even if Parker knows. There were only a handful of people who named Parker as someone who participated in harassment and threats against them. The past 2 months, my investigation turned solely to Parker and his involvement in Landon's alleged illegal activities. During this time, I asked a group of friends about Parker Cant, Landon Snyder, and the situation that the majority of people in Utah my age know about. One of my friends from high school replied with the story of Parker getting into an altercation with his 13-year-old little brother. My friend told me that his brother left a hate comment, a comment that Parker posted on his Snapchat story, and then began to message his brother. Allegedly, in this altercation, Parker repeatedly called his 13-year-old brother a F-A-G-G-O-T, which is a slur used to insult and demean gay people for a trait they are born with. At first, I was not surprised that Parker spent an entire Saturday arguing with a 13-year-old junior high student, and I wasn't surprised that Parker so flippantly uses gay slurs, but a friend of mine had an interesting idea. My friend said that he had thought about getting Parker's attention through leaving hate comments on Parker's TikTok, but he wasn't sure if it would work. I would be surprised if it didn't, I responded. A couple weeks later, on November 10th of 2025, at close to 3 a.m., my friend sent me a message. It worked, he said as he attached a screenshot of Parker's TikTok story. In the story, Parker had posted one of my friend's songs and a video of him promoting it. Go tell this guy his music is buns, Parker captioned the post that he sent to his 800,000 followers. I received more followers and likes than I ever have, my friend said, explaining how Parker's doxing attempt had backfired. But by posting that story, Parker had allowed my friend to confront him and get his comments about the accusations I was going to make in this documentary. My friend later sent me a screenshot of a conversation he had with Parker Cant using TikTok's direct message feature. My friend: why do you still hang around with Landon Snyder? You know he does disgusting shit. Parker: being a freak isn't a crime. He ain't a rapist and he ain't a pedo, so I got no issue. My friend: he was asking for news from 15-year-olds. He sextorted a ton of people. Parker: I've never sextorted anyone. My friend: Landon has several sexual assault allegations. Why do you keep that guy around? Parker: allegations are a lot different than convictions. If there was proof, I would have cut him off a long time ago. Parker has heard the same allegations that I detailed earlier. Parker then went on to ask my friend for the names of the women making accusations against him and Landon, which my friend replied, when you have a history of threatening women, I'm not going to tell you who they are. Parker: where's the proof? My friend: the countless times you've used defamation lawsuits to threaten people for coming out against Landon. Parker: I've never threatened to sue anyone. A claim that goes against nearly every story of someone speaking out about Landon Snyder and Parker Cant, including the people who leave hate comments on his TikTok page. Some say, quote unquote, he really likes to threaten to sue people, a comment read. Parker: you saying all this without proof is the type of stuff that gets you sued. My friend: I'm just saying what I've heard. This doesn't come from me. I'm asking for proof that these are false. Parker: he's a great friend. In the last 3 years of hanging with him, there has never been any proof. The lapse in logic is almost absurd at this point. How are these girls supposed to video themselves getting sexually assaulted? How many girls have to come out and accuse Landon of sexual assault for you to believe one of them? There are 20 people that have accused Landon Snyder of sexual misconduct. I know a lot of these girls live in different cities, counties, and some of them even live out of the state of Utah. It's shocking to me that all these young women have allegations against Landon. It's even more shocking how many of their stories are similar to one another. I spoke to a girl in Utah, and her story is extensively similar to a girl from Arizona that she's never even heard of. If all these 20 plus girls were making up fake stories, why do they share so many details without even knowing of any other allegations or victims? How many people have to say that Landon Snyder sexually assaulted them for Parker Cant to believe one of them? In a TikTok posted on 11/3/25 on Parker's second account, he posted a video captioned, "Women vs. Accountability." In the video, Parker explained his anger with young girls who took a questionable video with him. The young, more than likely underage girls asked for the video to be taken down over fear of what their parents would think. Parker loudly exclaims, "I don't take shit down." I find it ironic for Parker Cant to be so flippantly talking about accountability when he refuses to hold his friend accountable for his alleged sexual assault. How can someone like Parker Cant even mention accountability with the things he's done? What will it take for Parker Cant to believe one of these young women? Because I'm starting to feel like he never will. The more and more I learn about Parker, the more it seems that the stuff he puts on t-shirts reflect him better than anything else ever will. While I've been writing this, several questions have slid into my mind. The most common being, why the hell am I even doing this? And what do I want from this? Every single time I've asked myself, I've had a different response. Today my response is that I want the alleged victims of Landon Snyder and Parker Cant to be the same people they would be if Landon and Parker never sexually assaulted and harassed them. Sadly, the only thing I want after 4 months of work will never be possible. These victims will never be the same. There will not be a day that goes by that they will not face the trauma left by sexual assault. There will not be a day that goes by that they will not face the trauma left by endless harassment and bullying. The victims are left with permanent scars that will affect them, likely, till the day that they die. Parker and Landon are left with more social media success than they've ever had. Success that guarantees more money in each of their bank accounts. From those accounts, every dollar will be put into creating a more comfortable life for Parker Cant and Landon Snyder. Comfort is something that cannot be bought for their victims. No matter how much money these victims will manage to make, they will never be able to pay away the past trauma intentionally inflicted by the people too selfish to understand the horrors of what they did.